Well, here's my entire thought. I think this will probably shift the world. Actually, let me take that back. I don't know if it will change the world, but the technology definitely will. Last Friday, I was scanning through the App Store, looking for something new, when I came across this, Periscope. It read, broadcast live video to the world. I had to download it. You see, happening live has always been television, news stations, golden goose to high ratings. It's why LA shows so many live car chases, or ABC runs OJ driving his Bronco, or Madoff being arrested. Through CNN, we could watch the second plane hit the World Trade Center, and the first rockets strike Baghdad. Live coverage is compelling, and sometimes hard to capture. So I'm curious, if you take the monopoly of live news away from network television, what happens? I figured the best way to find out was to just get on Periscope. So I typed up some questions, set up my monitor, and reached out to the world. I had 3 big curiosities. Why do you like Periscope? What do you use Periscope for? And what do you think Periscope is good at? The first thing I noticed is Periscope is a defense against loneliness. Every time I went on, I found myself staying longer on Periscope than I planned. Right now, in early 2016, anytime you start a broadcast, people will almost always tune in and interact. And I have to admit, it's enjoyable. Even on a Friday night, if all your friends are busy, you can scope and find someone to talk to. I think this mechanic can make a great suicide prevention tool, except I've witnessed instances on 4chan where strangers egg on the person, rather than comfort them. So I don't know if Periscope would actually be good at reaching isolated people. It's fun to maybe practice your French. A lot of people responded to the first question by saying they like to watch people cook or do makeup tutorials. But for it to prevent suicides, it would really depend on the user, and users are such a big variable. Well, camera, I have no viewers. Maybe need to get a girl on here. So where did Periscope come from? It started with a different app altogether, Meerkat. Meerkat is an app that allowed you to broadcast in real time from your phone with your Twitter account. Therefore, it wound up attracting a lot of big Twitter users. Handles with big followings were using Meerkat to schedule live Q&A broadcasts. But then 6 months later, Twitter got wise and castrated Meerkat almost completely. Twitter cut off Meerkat's access to their social graph, and then built their own competitive app that did the exact same thing, Periscope, which shows Twitter recognizes the potential of this technology too, even if they're not sure how to market it. Meanwhile, back at home, since no one seems really sure what to do with this app yet, the more I spend scoping, the more I think a possible secondary application could actually be a defense against violence. Okay, hear me out. The collective wisdom for what to do when you're being attacked is to, well, scream, yell for help, get people in the situation with you, get witnesses. Periscope can be a witness. You witness someone being robbed or mugged, you watch a fight get out of hand, or a drunk girlfriend overreacting, or maybe a cop who's lost his perspective. Pull out Periscope. Start broadcasting. People will start watching immediately. If you ever need to defend yourself, this can be an amazing tool. Nothing like 500 eyeballs from around the world staring at you to make you pause and consider your actions. And I asked if anyone had ever used Periscope for something like this. No one had, except for one girl who said she scoped on her walk home from work every night, just in case something were to happen, people would see it. Which I thought was really clever, but okay, here's the deal. By the end of my second week on Periscope, the terrorist attacks in San Bernardino happened.
To us out of California,
And this got me thinking about the lack of footage. Live news is best at capturing catastrophes, big moments in history, and I think this is what Periscope will be best at too. The first live TV broadcast ever was of Harry Truman at the Japanese Peace Conference, and the live coverage of Apollo 11 was seen by 600 million people. 9 out of every 10 Americans were in front of a TV as it happened. I predict somewhere in the future an event will happen that you, me, and our friends and family will all collectively remember watching through something like Periscope. And outside the tragedy, I think that'll be good. We'll see perspectives from people on the ground. And maybe that's what it means to take the monopoly of live news away from network television. To have decentralized perspectives. This is why I think the technology will shift the world. Eventually, somewhere, someone out there will Periscope something important. And it might be you. And then, instead of you listening to me, it'll be me watching you. So, until then, I'll wait to see the world through your eyes. Come on, somebody join. Somebody join. Periscoping is an amazing thing.